What is up, YouTube? It's been a while since we heard any new information about Street Fighter 6, and it's to be expected since, we did get 2 gameplay trailers. We got a Guile trailer, and then a bunch of people got hands-on experience with the game. But we do have this interview here from Game Informer. They just released this interview this week between Nakayama and Matsumoto about Street Fighter 6. And if you don't know, Nakayama and Matsumoto are the director and producer of Street Fighter 6. We even reacted to some gameplay that they had when they were on Capcom TV in Japan. And as the producer and director of Street Fighter 6, they're very in tune with the design and direction of the game. So it's interesting to hear how they learned from the failures of Street Fighter 5 and are going to apply it to Street Fighter 6. It's no secret that Street Fighter 5 failed in some aspects at the start in terms of the launch, and it'll be really cool to see how they're going to prepare for Street Fighter 6 in terms of setting it up for success and make it the most fun game that they possibly can for Street Fighter fans everywhere. And as always, I just want to remind you guys, if you aren't subscribed already to the channel, just hit that red subscribe button down below. It helps the channel out a lot, and let's get into this reaction. Yeah, so for those of you that are new or that are unaware, Ono was like the face of Street Fighter for like maybe 10 years. It felt like maybe more. But then in 2019 or 2020, Ono moved on to other things, and Matsumoto and Nakayama are now like the 2 new faces of Street Fighter in terms of the new title. So they've been in charge of the game since for the past 2 years. So all like the new Street Fighter 5 DLC in terms of the new seasons, they've been very well received. So things are looking up. Things are looking up for Street Fighter. So they're saying that Final Fight has a heavy influence, which I can see because originally when I first saw the Street Fighter 6 trailer for the first time, I thought it might not be a Street Fighter game because it was just open world, and it said Final Fight in a bunch of places, so I thought it could possibly be a Final Fight thing. Yeah, they showed the story mode is in Metro City. It's just you're just a dude walking around Metro City, just exploring, which is pretty cool. Matsumoto is a big fan of hip-hop culture and music, so he's bringing a big or a little part of his own personality into Street Fighter 6. Oh, I didn't know Street Fighter 1 had graffiti on the wall in the opening. That's an interesting throwback, actually. Yeah, I do think the hip-hop style is like a good fit for this new game. I like it a lot. I know a lot of people don't like the new art style, but I personally like it a lot. It's like very vibrant in terms of the colors. Like some of it isn't very polished right now. I think Luke's Sandblast actually do look kind of ugly, so hopefully they'll clean that up a little bit. Like some of the moves look jank, but overall, like the style I like a lot. Everything's just exploding. Fans and newcomers alike can learn. What did they say? Okay, they can enjoy their personalities and backstory. Learn to love fighting games through a different route. Yeah, balancing a game can be pretty difficult from what I imagine. Especially in a game where like matchups are so important. The answer... So they're going to be talking about modern control type. If someone wants to play in modern control type in a tournament, they should. That's kind of confusing that it sounds like he's encouraging people to just use it. Because from what I've seen from like the gameplay, it seems like modern control style isn't really viable because it limits your character so much in terms of the moves you have. So I wonder if he's just like saying that so that people will want to or will feel like an easier time starting to go to tournaments. Like that's just for new players to start going to tournaments, but not necessarily like win or be the most optimal. Yeah, the Jamie mechanic is, I think, a new thing, but it's definitely very similar to other things like G's level up in Street Fighter 5. But the difference is Jamie doesn't just get like powered up moves, he gets like new moves actually. And then he actually gets like a V trigger when he gets all his drinks. And they don't go down. And it's definitely a really cool idea. And I'm glad they showed him as a character initially. What happened in the early days of Street Fighter 5 was very serious. Okay, so they're just talking about the launch, right? Yeah, the launch was pretty bad. I appreciate that, Nakayama-san. Yeah, like they started doing the summer updates and the fall updates and the spring updates. That was all these two people right here. And all those updates I feel like were well received, especially the characters they showed and the way they showed those characters. I think they've been doing things like the right way. I wonder how long are they gonna say? I want to know how long this has been in development, because it just got announced in February. They put their hearts and souls into the game. They put a lot of effort into it. It does look like a passion project, right? When you take a look at the features that they've added, I think the best example of that is the game face feature, where you can just make like different faces for your characters at the start of the round. And then Luke's taunt with the Hadouken. The messages we hear from fans, we're sharing all of it with the team in Japan Daily. Wow, that's really wholesome. So I don't think there was like too much new information in this interview. Besides the modern control type, I'm assuming that he just meant that he wants new players to be able to like feel comfortable entering tournaments, but that they would like switch to the classic one once they're ready, but they can just feel comfortable playing with it in tournament and not be extremely limited by it. Because from the gameplay we've seen, like the classic control style seems like the way to go if you want to win tournaments. But other than that, they just made some really good points that I feel like we all kind of picked up on. They learned a lot from the failures of the launch of Street Fighter 5, and they prioritized communication starting in Season 5. They made the characters more fun and diverse, and keeping that up with like Jamie in Street Fighter 6, and they're going to keep the communication up as well. They showed like all these trailers. I think the old Capcom would not have shown us all of this already, but the fact that they've shown us so much, and they're going to continue showing us stuff leading up to Street Fighter 6 to build up the hype. Nakayama and Matsumoto are doing a great job so far. Let me know in the comments what you think about how they're handling Street Fighter 6. If you like the direction Street Fighter 6 is going, if you see their vision, let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like on this video and make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.